It's interesting because being a doctor, I kind of equated to a 2-year residency in politics. I didn't know anything about politics when I came in. I hired some good people to help me out, and you're smart to take their advice, but sometimes I would be campaigning way too early. I think that's one of the mistakes I made. It's important to get the support of everybody, but you don't have to be out there at rallies, a year and a half before the election. It's not going to make any difference. So I've learned to focus my time a little bit better, doing things that really matter, and just focus. I'm in this race to be a better representative for our district, and it doesn't matter to me whether it's against Buck McKeon or another Republican. I think that I have a better vision for the district. I think the dynamic will change somewhat if he's not in the race. There'll be more attention on the district because it's an open seat. This is one that already shows him to be vulnerable, but I think that more attention is probably good for the challenger. Well, first, I think the average across the country for a congressional seat is about 1.6 million. So you're going to have to do either average or better. This is not much of the LA media market. There is some of the district that goes into the LA media market, a very small part, but the rest of it is outside of that market, and so you're not looking at really expensive network time. So I would, our hope is to raise somewhere between 1.6 and 2 million in an open seat. It may, with more interest, you may even raise more. Sure, I think anytime the president comes out and stands next to a member or a candidate, it's going to be helpful. And I think the president has a good message, and people, you look at his approval rating, and it's taken a hit over what's going on in Washington right now. But in general, he's still the president of the United States, and I think it's helpful to have him out there campaigning with you. Well, I like, not only do I like the place where I live, we kind of live next to the mountains. Every place in the district has a backdrop of mountains. And I like waking up and looking out the window and seeing the mountains. It is Southern California, so it's a little, these mountains aren't covered with snow all the time. I mean, very occasionally you get the snow, but it's kind of a majestic feeling to be next to mountains all the time. So whether I'm in Simi Valley or Porter Ranch, Santa Clarita, Palmdale, Lancaster, you wake up and you can see mountains everywhere you are.